here in Hong Kong helped me to stay present.
So how confident, how comfortable when you're back to the center court of Victoria Park here?
The environment, so having the crowd behind me definitely helps a lot, and hopefully they come back on my next matches.
For sure, we will have more matches with you right here. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, Leylah Fernandez.
Thank you.
Two women, two nations, one shared bloodline of passion. In the neon-lit courts of Hong Kong, destiny could bring Leylah Fernandez and Alexandra Eyala face to face, not as rivals, but as reflections of each other. One, a Canadian warrior with Filipino roots. The other, the pride of the Philippines, a lefty genius rewriting the nation's tennis history. Would you believe that fate might align for a dream semifinal? Fernandez versus Eyala. Grace meets fire, charm meets grit, and heritage meets destiny. In a sport often defined by rivalries, sometimes the most beautiful stories come from connection. Leylah Fernandez, elegant, fierce, and full of fire, may be Canada's sweetheart on the tennis court, but deep inside, there's a heartbeat that echoes from across the Pacific, her Filipino roots, her mother's homeland, the country that cheers for her as if she were their own. And across the same tournament bracket stands Alexandra Eyala, the Philippines' golden girl of tennis. Only 20, but already breaking barriers and defying expectations. When these two stars share a moment, it's not just about tennis, it's about legacy, identity, and inspiration. I'm extremely honored that they follow me, says Fernandez with that warm, unmistakable sincerity. They cheer for me, and back in Manila, they introduce me as their own. It's more than a quote, it's a bridge between nations. Would you believe that Leylah reads her Filipino fans' messages one by one, that she replies with gratitude and joy? She's not just a tennis player, she's a symbol of connection between hearts that beat miles apart. Off the court, Fernandez and Eyala found time to bond at the Hong Kong Open's player party. Two young women sharing laughs before the competition began. Fernandez describes Eyala as sweet, amazing, and super kind. But on court, she knows exactly what the Filipina brings. She's fierce. She's determined. She plays beautifully. Imagine that, two lefties, two artists of the game, sharing not rivalry but respect. What if these two were destined to meet under the bright lights of Victoria Park? What if the world witnessed a match not just for points, but for pride? The Hong Kong Open 2025 could give us that moment. Fernandez, the tournament's second seed and a former champion, already moved past Germany's Eala with a dominant 6-4, 6-1 victory. Meanwhile, Eala is preparing to face the powerful Victoria Mboko, a test that could lead her straight into that dream semifinal. Can you imagine Leylah Fernandez versus Alexandra Eyala, the Filipino heritage on both sides of the net, the flags of two nations rising in one arena? It wouldn't just be a tennis match. It would be a celebration, a moment where identity meets excellence, where kindness meets competitiveness, and where grace meets power. And in Fernandez's own words, Alex is an amazing person, a great player. I'm excited to see what the future holds for her, but what if that future begins right here? In Hong Kong, would you cheer for the Canadian with Filipino roots, or the Filipina rewriting the nation's story in world tennis? Let me know in the comments. Who do you think takes it if destiny brings these two together?
The second set started off well, but maybe a lapse of concentration for a couple points, and that gave her the confidence to come back in the match. So I'm just glad that I stayed positive and calm and just focus on my coach's instructions, and of course the cheers from the fans here in Hong Kong helped me to stay present.
So how confident, how comfortable when you're back to the center court of Victoria Park here?
The environment, so having the crowd behind me definitely helps a lot, and hopefully they come back on my next matches.
For sure, we will have more matches with you right here. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time.
Under the electric lights of Victoria Park, Leylah Fernandez walked onto the court not just as a player, but as a defending queen, the 2023 champion, the Canadian warrior, the Filipino heart. Every swing of her racket echoed confidence. Every step whispered focus. As she dismantled China's Wang Xiyu with precision and grace, you could feel it. The calm before the storm. Because somewhere in that same draw, Alexandra Eyala was waiting. Would you believe? destiny might be building toward a dream semifinal. Under the haze of Hong Kong's glowing skyline, the defending champion stepped back onto the court that once crowned her greatness. Leylah Fernandez, world number 22, former finalist in New York, and forever the darling of both Canada and the Philippines, began her 2025 Prudential Hong Kong Open the way champions do, with precision, patience, and poise. Her opponent, China's Wang Xiyu, was ready for battle, but in just 1 hour and 25 minutes, Fernandez turned the contest into a masterclass of composure, winning 6-1, 6-4, and proving why she remains one of the most mentally resilient players on tour. I'm still trying to figure that out. How to not lose concentration, she admitted afterward, her tone honest, her humility disarming. It's hard to stay focused from the first point to the last. But I'm proud that when I did lose a break, I stayed calm and listened to my coach's voice. I stayed in the present moment. Would you believe that even champions still struggle with focus? That even at the top, the battle isn't just across the net, it's within yourself? From the first game, Fernandez was in control. Her footwork was poetry, her cross-court forehands, ruthless. Her timing, surgical. Breaking Wang twice in the first set, she built a rhythm few could interrupt. Yet in the second, the match turned chaotic. Service breaks traded, momentum shifting, and nerves threatening to creep in. But champions don't panic, they breathe, they reset, and they finish. When Wang hit those two final unforced errors, Fernandez's calm expression told the story. Another step forward, another lesson learned. I've never been the biggest, she smiled afterward, but I love to run. I love to hustle. I've learned to get one more ball back, to destabilize my opponent with timing and speed. That's the Fernandez signature. Fierce but graceful, aggressive yet controlled. And as she left the court that night, the energy didn't fade. Because across the same stadium, Alexandra Eyala, the pride of the Philippines, had just advanced too, after her opponent Katie Boulter retired early. The storylines now weave together. Two players bound by respect, two lefties, two hearts representing the Filipino spirit in different ways. What if these paths collide again? What if Hong Kong becomes the battleground where friendship meets fire and legacy meets destiny? While Belinda Bencic, the #1 seed, and other stars like Eala and Boulter battled through the same evening, one thing became clear. This tournament isn't just about rankings or trophies. It's about perseverance, identity, and the hunger that defines the next generation of women's tennis. Leylah Fernandez isn't just defending a title. She's defending her mindset. She's mastering patience, evolving under pressure, and quietly building towards something bigger. And somewhere in the draw, the Philippines' own Alexandra Eyala is doing the same, sharpening her craft, rising toward the world's elite. Can you feel it coming? The energy, the anticipation, the clash that tennis fans across Asia are whispering about. Fernandez versus Eyala. Two nations, one court, infinite emotion. So tell me, if that moment comes, who would you stand behind? The reigning queen of Hong Kong or the fearless Filipina challenger ready to write her next chapter? Let me know in the comments below.